Hey guys, how's it going? This is Tim Shave, and today we're going to be doing a little bit of a honing, kind of a finishing process for this razor here. This razor is none other than the stubborn wedge razors that I have. I think this was my first wedge razor. Um, it's got some really bad honing marks on it. The spine wear is pretty terrible, so I'll cover it up with some tape. And actually, I'm not sure if you guys can see, but there is a lot of tape there. This is 7 layers of tape. So because I grinded down the spine so much, I had to put in 7 layers just to get um, a satisfying bevel. But anyways, long story. This one is the Keen Edge Wedge Razor. It's looks a little ugly, but I'm trying to get this shave ready. That is the goal. I'm not trying to put this in a museum. Just trying to get it to shave ready. And it says silver steel warranted on the tang there. It's got some cow horn scales, a little banged up, but that's all right. This one is a shaving razor, not a museum piece. Anyways, and I got some new stones in. I've been working with this for about a week now, maybe a couple days. Yeah, about a week, I would say. These are Jnat's Japanese natural stones, and they are said to be in finishing stones around the range of 8 to 10K. You can't really put a grit level on natural stones because each one is unique. But when I touch the surface of the stones, they are pretty fine, and yeah, they're kind of similar. But so this one's a small one that I bought, and they're both kind of small, but this one is fairly large enough to hone on. I've tried honing on this smaller piece as well, and I was able to do that. But if you can see, there are some inclusions, like these lines that are going across the stone, and I believe people call them toxic inclusions. So I was one of the wedge shavers let me know, just be careful of these inclusions. And when I touch this line, especially this line, I could feel the crack. It's not significant, but I could still feel it. I could feel it over here too, and I think yeah, over here as well. So there are about 3 lines that I could feel it with my thumb. And when I honed on this on my hand like this, I was able to. Well, I was seeing some scratches on the bevel that shouldn't be appearing, and I think some of it might be due to the inclusions over here, these little lines and cracks that might damage the razor rather than polishing it. So, well, I contacted a vendor and we got that settled. But these two are known to be Tomo Naguras, so kind of a small slurry stones, even though these are pretty ginormous for a slurry stone. But my plan is use this smaller one as a slurry stone to slurry up on the bigger stone. I think this size is about, I think they call this a Koppa. Koppa is like an irregular shaped J-Nat. They usually like hand hold it to hone with it. So it's like kind of like a in between Tomo and Koppa. I mean, you're definitely not using this to slurry up, but so I'll be using this mostly to hone, and then this smaller piece to bring up slurry, whether on this stone or I might try slurry on other stones as well, like maybe Caracals or Arkansas, kind of mix and match between the Jnat slurry and other stones. But that said, that was a long intro. Gonna be finishing this up. So I already honed on this Jnat stone for a while, probably like 30 or 40 minutes by now. So this razor has good Jnat imprint on the edge. I'm not sure if you can see, but the edge to me looks a bit there is a mirror finish to it, but not quite mirror. It's like a hazy mirror finish, and it has a bit of a bead blasted look to it. And that's one of the features that Jnat puts on the edges, that it puts this bead blasted look, a little bit hazy. So I'm going to continue this on. My plan is to finish it with some light slurry. I think Keith calls it trace slurry, and yeah, and then go until water only to kind of finish up the razor. The shape of the stone is a little bit bigger than my holder here, my Shapton holder, so it's a little bit weird to hone on, but it'll be fine. I like to just have have it nudged over here like this. And the color of the stone, no, these two are, this one's a little bit lighter, this one's a little bit darker, grayish, but when I put water in it, it just becomes this beautiful surface. And then I don't know if you can see over here, there is a little bit of a moon shape going on. This one and this one. You'll be able to see it once I wet it, but I'm going to wet both stones and then show you guys how it looks after. So this is before. After. Yeah, that is just, I don't know, it's pretty beautiful to me. This kind of like brownish, just glistening under the light. You can see my reflection under the stone. Just a very nice glistening effect. And yeah, so, and once it's wet and with some slurry, this stone feels like a hard rubber block. So the feel on it is different to other stones that I have. It's just really nice, and yeah, I'm glad to hold on this one. But yeah, let me wet the stone a little bit more. Now with both stones, also on the back of it, it's a little bit, there's like a lot of imperfections and stuff, but and these two stones slurry up pretty quick, so it's a sign that these aren't the hardest stones out there, but I think they'll do fine for finishing razor. But I'm still learning how to work these stones, and these are my first Jnats, so got a lot of work to do. All right, so got the stone wet. Gonna bring up some slurry here, just a light slurry, so just enough to work with. That should be fine. Yeah. So you can see kind of I believe these are sandstones, if I'm not mistaken. So even the slurry has kind of a sandy feature to it. I'm just gonna dilute it a little bit here, mix it up a bit. Kind of see the hazy look. On the stone. Excuse me. All right, here's the wedge razor. Just gonna palm drop it a bit before I go at it. All right. All right, so let's go at it. I'm just gonna do some light laps with this trace slurry, and then dilute it further until water only. So here we go. Just doing some back and forth, somewhat of an X stroke or like straight back and forth strokes. Kind of a mix. I don't have a lot of space to work with the stone, but it's enough to hone on. I'm doing a mix of X strokes and rolling X strokes because this blade is a smiley blade. So I use both strokes to cover all parts of the edge. I don't know if you can hear it, but just the feedback on the stone is very nice. It's very different from the Arkansas stones. Kind of similar to Caudicules, but I think the Jnats are a little bit more satisfying to hone on. I could see why so many people enjoy using Jnats, because just something about them. I still haven't quite grasped how the Jnat edge feels like, but we'll see how this goes. This razor was cutting arm hair pretty well. Not the easiest. I mean, it didn't cut like super cleanly every time. There was some slight hesitation here and there. So I'm trying to finish this one up using this light slurry, water only, to just imprint a little bit more keenness to the edge. I'm not sure if that's gonna do much, but we'll see. I do see a little bit of the bead blasted look on the edge, or I would say it's present all the way through the edge, but I still see some previous striations just remaining on the bevel, so it's a work in progress. Okay, I'm going to dilute the stone a little bit. Okay, and then continue on here a little bit more. Trying to let the slurry just stay on the stone without letting it just drip off the stone. Yeah, it just feels like a hard rubber block. I'm just kind of like gliding through the surface. It is a hard stone, but judging by how fast it slurries, it might be on the softer side of the finishing stones. Okay, it's continuing on here. Using light pressure, just enough for the edge to contact, not using any, not using a lot of pressure here, just trying to put a consistent pressure throughout my honing sessions. Just enough to edge to contact and to develop nice polish on the bevel. Okay, a little bit more water, diluting. And in my process of diluting, I don't have a formula that I'm working off of. Right now, there seems like there's not a lot of slurry left on the stone. But I'm just going by feel and feedback and just seeing how much water is left or slurry is left on the stone. If it doesn't seem like there's not enough, then I'll add a little bit more water and just kind of continue on. Continue honing. I think as I hone more with these stones, I will learn how they change the edge, and yeah, I'll learn how to best use these stones for a nice, keen, and comfortable edge. Yeah, and judging by the looks of it, I don't see a lot of slurry on the stone. I didn't start off with that much, but yeah, and the water it seems to be climbing up on the edge pretty well. So good bit of what do you call it? I forgot. Man, I can't forget it. I mean, I can't believe I forgot what it was, the term, where water climbs up on the edge. I'll figure it out by the end of the video. water here. Now I believe this is very light slurry, almost no slurry at all. And one thing about Jnat slurry is that they break down into finer particles as you hone with them. So it's one reason many people like it compared to something like cortical slurries where they don't break down as you work with it. So if you work with a lot of cortical slurry, then it's it'll be hard to finish a razor in that state. While Jnat slurries break down as you hone with them, so kind of naturally gives you a kind of a natural progression with the slurries. Man, I can't still remember what it was called. What is it? Undercut. Man, the undercut of the blade. Yeah, how the water climbs up. Undercut isn't everything, but it's just one sign that that you're going towards the right direction. At least that's what I am understanding, or that's what I've experienced. You can have undercut and not have a finished product, that's for sure. So just one sign, not a complete sign for everything. All right, so this seems pretty good to me at this point. Just judging from how long I've been working this, I'm just trying to put a light finishing touch to the razor. So yeah, this stone feels really nice. This feels like a hard rubber block, and I enjoy working with it. And as you see, slurry is like a reddish sanded color. And it's not sand, but maybe it's sand, but it just reminds me of like a sandy slurry. I'm gonna do some palms dropping here. Get some of the slurry off the edge and realign the edge real quick. Okay. Okay, now this is a water only. On the stone, I'm gonna take off any excess water. Just gonna do a light water only passes here. And let's go with it. Still feels like a hard rubber block. In terms of feel, it's kind of in between my 8K and 12K stone. So maybe for the Shapton series, if there was a 10K Shapton, maybe it would be something like that. But just in terms of feel, I don't know how it's changing the feel of the blade or sharpness of the blade, but just in terms of feel, it kind of feels like an 8K, kind of like a 12K, somewhere in between. But that's not important. What's important is how it changes the edge and how it feels when it shaves. So yeah, it's gonna do light laps on the water only surface here. It's gonna do a little bit more. 2, 1, 2, and last 4 laps here. All right, that is the finished edge. It has some mirror finish to it, but more of a hazy look than absolute mirror finish. Just gonna palm strap it a little bit more. And I'll be shaving with this razor right after this video. So there will be a shave video right after. I don't know if it's gonna do well, but I'm hoping that it does well. I'm gonna dry off the blade real quick, just to see what it looks like under the light. This has been a very stubborn razor. I also messed it up pretty good because this was one of my first razors that I got off eBay, and yeah, it's a learning progress. But yeah, that's how the edge looks like. Kind of hard to see with the light reflecting, but just from me looking at it, looks pretty good to me. It's kind of hard to tell off this edge if this is complete or not, but I see some bead blasted effect throughout the edge. I still see some, I think these are previous striations, I'm not sure. I still see some lines diagonally, so yeah, I don't know how this is gonna turn out, but I've worked on this Jnat for quite a while, so I'm hoping I could kind of tell the difference, or just kind of experience the effect of Jnat finish on this razor, and hopefully it shades well. So we'll leave you guys here. This was my finishing session with a couple of Jnats that I got. Slurry stone here, this little pocket stone, maybe somewhere in between the Koppa and Tomo Nagura. I'm still learning all the terms and different Japanese terms for these stones, but yeah, I don't think I'll be getting more Jnats, but because I do want to kind of dip my feet into different stones, but not get too much into it. I know Jnats can be quite expensive too, but I got these two for a pretty good deal, so I'm happy with what I got right now. I might experiment with other stones, but for now, this is the Jnat finish session with the Wedge razor and a couple of little pocket stones. So thanks you guys for watching. I'll be shaving with this razor right after this, so I'll see you guys very soon. See ya.